What's up, guys? Stephen Johnson stocks, and it was a green week until the last trade of the day. RTNB lost about $30. That's a volatile morpho, and yeah, it's one of those things. I knew that I was gambling a bit. I knew I was taking a risk because I was a bit hungover after a poker night the night before, and I thought just use your day trade on this. And of course, I regret it, but it had been running. It was basing the worst signs there. I don't totally regret it. But more importantly, what I want to do today is I want to talk about change and growth as a person because, let me just throw you back to this old episode.
I keep on losing trading stocks. I'm just going to drop the T and I'm going to trade stocks. Sometimes with the stock market, you just want to be like, whoocha! Welcome back. Another installment of me reviewing trades of the last 2 weeks of trading. Been trading for nearly 5 months now. Mostly learning under Timothy Sykes. Let me get into something. Just first, it's been a great month. Learned a huge amount.
It's quite funny. It's borderline emotional to watch that because what I see is a young guy who didn't probably have that much in his life. He wasn't really happy in too many things. It was me going through a transformative phase of being a daft kid who was 20 and drank all the time to someone who really wanted to develop a new craft. And I just knew I wanted it and I knew I could potentially make it in the future, but I didn't know what I was doing. And now when I look back, a year of hard work, and honestly, I could have worked harder. Like when I think, well, why didn't you have a green week this week? Well, probably because you went out yesterday and then took a risky trade because you were hungover. Why didn't you make it faster? Why haven't you grown faster? Like the likes of Roland and Tim Gratani, it's like, well, you haven't made sure that you'd be in front of the market every single day. Sometimes you've thought, no, I'm going to go out on this night out. I haven't seen my friends in 2 weeks. So there is reasons for me that I can improve on and get better. But on the flip side, I'm so proud that I've got a podcast coming out, which will be a pretty big deal. I can't wait for it. We're halfway through recording it. The YouTube channel's doubling in size. It's really been special, and I'm a bit overwhelmed sometimes. The fact that in year 2, year 3, of course, becoming more successful, it's almost incomprehensible that I've managed to do something like this. But I'm about 12 months in now, and I think, well, I went from the 20%, 30%, losing $400 a month to now 50, 60%, and I'm losing $100, $150. So there's been true growth there since back in those videos. And I also just think, well, you've built your media kind of personality and you've become someone, and you've got a stamp on life now, and I'm so proud of that. And I just wanted to fill you in on that. And quick few comments, great video, man. Keep up the hard work, you're an example and will soon become Tim's next success story. It's good that people see that, and I think I will too, but I think it'll be 6 years, 7 years, not like 1 year. Joshua, I just want to say, how do you stay up so upbeat when you work hard every day? And I'm just doing what I love, and that's it. I feel like there's no other purpose in life for me than doing this, and nothing gives us anywhere near as much as enjoyment as doing this. Josh Blinger, so what is the top tick scanner you use? It's something on stocks I trade where it counts every time a stock makes a new high or a new low, and it totals up the ones that make the most highs and most lows and puts them in a table for you so you can catch the most volatile stocks. Again, I'm a bit tired from the whole week, so I'm not like super uber excited, but I just wanted to be real with you guys and give a progress update. Enjoy the trades.
So this is FENG, and it's not a bad chart. If you look back a couple of years, it's not a bad long-term chart, but just in terms of its 6-month chart, we can see that it kind of had this breakout from the 280s up until the 5s. I was buying it on this red day, and I was thinking, look, it's gone over twice its trade price in just a few days. It should be ready to put a top in, and if I get a top around this day on this red day, then I will look to short it, and that's exactly what I was thinking. It was a nice plan, and I went in and I kind of stuck to it. And unfortunately, life got in the way a bit on this one, but not to worry. But we're looking at it on the 18th. It had its next breakout day where it broke above the pre-market highs in the 4s, ran to the 470s, nice dollar a share. And if we look a bit closer on its big up day, kind of top tier, nearly top tier. So it's kind of two confirmed double tops here. Now that if it tops again tomorrow, it's quite straightforward. If it tops again tomorrow at this level, at this 470 level, then I'll short somewhere on the way back down. and I'll risk off 470, and if it breaks 470, I'm out. So I'm kind of risking 10 cents to make however far it can go. I mean, ultimately it ended up making about 50 cents. So it's 4 to 1, 5 to 1 risk reward. It's a nice opportunity, and when it is overextended and it's triple topped, then that's when your odds are it could fail. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You just lose a little bit of amount. So I was waiting for any bounce to get into. I actually shorted into this bounce, not the best average. Squeezed up a bit more, but then we had this fade, and you can see this kind of. I can put a line here. It was kind of putting in this base where it was like bottom, kind of bottomed. So as soon as it cracked this, I was interested, but I ended up cutting it in like the 440s because I had an appointment because I'm moving house, and I just didn't want to just stay in the trade with a stop loss. I was like, I'll just take it off, and taking it off in the 440s. I mean, when you think I was in the 460s and I was out in the 440s, I took 20%, like 20 cents, but could have actually took, could have actually took more like 60 cents from the 460s to the 410s, or 50 cents. And then the next day, yeah, it squeezed before it collapsed again. So nice trade, just following indicators, just looking for overextended stocks. It's as simple as that. Lastly, MGTI, John McAfee. It's a former runner, I believe. Is that MGT? I'm not sure if the tickers are the same, but I mean it's breaking out. This stock is very manipulated by press releases. I don't trust the company at all. They're meant to have some association with Bitcoin, but I don't know how. And I think like everyone else, everyone knows the stock is junk. So from 117 up until it was this day that I was shorting on the 250s, I'm like it's twice overextended. And I mean I'm looking at this line and I'm thinking it's had this big run from the 150s to the 250s, and then it's kind of bottomed twice, yeah. And I would have liked more consolidation for it to collapse, but I was waiting for this bottom to kind of fall out. And I thought if it does fall out, it can have a big red day. So let's just take a quick look at the 1 minute chart. Oh, drawing lines everywhere. And this is kind of exactly where I am. It's put this bottom in here, and then it's put this bottom in here, and it's not giving up the kind of the 225 levels. So when it fell through here, I was thinking, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let it bounce back up, because sometimes I don't like it, let it bounce enough, and I let it bounce back up to the 222s, 221s, and actually got it in short at 220. And I was thinking, well, my resistance level is this previous support level. So it supported 222. I'm in here in the 221s. If it goes through, I'll just cut it. And unfortunately, Mr. John McAfee's managed to prop it up. So it held. I was waiting for it to crack. I was waiting for it to crack the 211, this kind of 211 level. It never quite did. And then it started squeezing. Pushed back through the 222 level, and then once it showed strength that it could recover it, it popped the next day to 240. So I was out when it breached this level here. So I was out pretty much to 222, 223, and I was in for like 222. So it was only a couple of dollars.
So this is RTMB, and it's a bit of a gamble because it's not really on any news, and it's fell from the 11s to the 0.80 cents. But it's been running, and if we look at back, say, 5 days on a 1 minute chart, it's massive volume. We're talking 20 million shares some days, and it's having these crazy squeezes from the 1s to the 3s. I mean, this is the definition of a volatile stock. Perfect buy really is when it breaks 140 if it's on your radar. Yeah, and then it does it again. It breaks the pre-market highs. It goes from the 190s to the 280s, nearly $1 a share, and then next day again breaks pre-market highs, lifts off this consolidation, and it's from the 2s to the 340s. I mean, it kind of topped here at the 370s. That was a bit of a warning sign that it wasn't going to get through. But I try to play it safe because I don't like buying too much at the market open. But I was thinking, I'll tell you what, I'll give this a chance, and I'll buy it if it breaks yesterday's highs, and then it's kind of a multi-day breakout. So on the break of 11,340, I was in, chased it a little bit to 350, but I don't think chasing a volatile stock that goes up $2 is much of a chase at 350. And I mean, it literally pushed, and then on its second candle, it was going red, green, but then it pushed through to the greens, up into the 380s, but it obviously topped out at its high the day before. It topped out pretty much on this high, going back a few days, which maybe should have been on my radar, but to be honest, I was putting stop losses in, so saying, look, if it keeps on going, it keeps on going, but if it stops out, if it stops me out, it stops out. But by the time I'd put my stop loss in, it had already dropped. Like, if you look at this, you have literally, you have one, within 30 seconds, say you buy here, within 1 minute it's here, in the next minute it's down here. So it drops 40% in a minute. So it's very difficult to get in and out. Ideally, if I could go back, I would have bought in and put a stop loss immediately at break even and slowly moved it up every 10 seconds. Or I would look at hotkeys.
Well, how the hell are you guys? How the hell are you? Stephen Johnson, and I'm just heading out for a little bit of refreshing, fun run in the sun. And that's after I've had a little bun. A little healthy fucking bun. But guys, I felt on a bit of a low ebb this morning after RTMB, and I just wanted to say it doesn't have to be like this, because when you think about it, you and I, we're on this journey together. You and I, we're changing the course of our fucking lives together. And if you look at me winning average for the month, I am destroying it. I am destroying fucking life. And then I was thinking about it. I'm gonna keep on working, keep on standing in this ground and head to heaven. And do you know what my heaven is? The Burj Al Arab. And as far as I'm concerned, it's full of all the wrong people. It's full of the elite. It's full of the rich. You and I, let's head, comment to the Burj Al Arab. If you know what I'm saying, if you want to rise up with me together, I will be standing there. I'm heading there right fucking now. I'm gonna be there, and we're gonna live the dream together. I'll see y'all later. Fucking hell!